Hello everyone, I'm Amethyst Green Witch and today we're in my lovely kitchen. We're going to be doing the Calming Aura Spray that came in one of last year's witch caskets. It was in the water themed box, which I think was August, but I could be wrong. Now this is a recipe and I am going to be following it. So it comes with a little card with instructions, so let's get cooking. Now this does call for some distilled water, which I have bought myself, so there are times when the kits do ask for big things like this to be purchased. I did also just put it in here. There we go. And it does say that if you want to store it, where is it? Card number 2. If you need to preserve this spray so it lasts more than a few days, you can use 50% distilled water and 50% witch hazel. So I have actually got some witch hazel and I've got the distilled water. So this is what I'll be working with because I don't know how long this is going to last me as a general rule, so work with me. It did come with a lovely little spray. You just pull out. I have put some of the sodalite chips in the bottom of the spray bottle. So let's get... I am just going to pop that down there. So I'm going to use half a cup. It does call for a cup of distilled water, but because I'm doing the split, I'm going to be using the half a cup of distilled water. I do have a handy little measuring. I do apologise in advance, but my cat's May, there's one. He's most likely to make an appearance out of the two. So, let's get really hoping that doesn't overflow. Yes, I know we're doing magic. Loki rather likes my spell work in comparison to say any divination I do, whereas my other cat Luna, who is deliberately just floating around on the floor, she prefers my divination work unless I'm working with runes, and then she's all about it. Come here then. Oh no, you're gonna chase away. You're gonna run away. Come here. This is my Luna. You're on. Right. Now, witch hazel. So, half a cup of each. I have got quite a large-ish sort of pan for this. Just going to put that in for now, and then a dash more, just because I didn't fill this up all the way to the top. So probably got 2 uses. Now the recipe now states that we are to heat the water, but not boil it. And we've got some flowers. We've got a lovely mix of lavender and chamomile. So I'm going to put this into a little tea bag, a self-filling tea bag. I don't tend to use tea bags, I prefer loose leaf tea currently. And just going to let that warm up a bit while I pop these flowers in the calming aura spray. So it does say that this should be strained, and I thought with a tea bag it might be easier as opposed to an actual sieve. I'm just going to knot it, just to make sure that the flowers, that the herbs don't come out. So lavender is very good for relaxation, and so is chamomile. That's why in a lot of commercial room sprays, bed sprays, general sleep sprays, those are the two herbal additions to it. So there is some magic even in the, the non-witchy things. That should do. I'll just tie another knot in this end, just for ease of hooking it, I suppose. And then what I will do is, now that it's warm but not boiling, I will add the flowers and stir clockwise. Now I am using another little item from a witch casket, from a casket. It's the elemental spoon, which actually came in a lovely elemental pouch, and I generally use this for my tea, but I thought, seeing as I'm actually working some magic in my kitchen, some intentional magic. Now, there are some little bubbles coming up, so I'm just going to turn that down for a moment. You do get some extra soda light chips, so you can cleanse, reuse and so on. And then this top does just unscrew, it's like a little bottle. I fell in love with this little kit and I'm so excited to be able to use it. That's my main thing currently. I don't know if you can see, but I am actually following a clockwise. Now, the bit I forgot was that this needs to go into a bowl to cool down. Problem is, I don't really have anything easy to pour out of. Although I am quite happy to just take that off the heat. I'm just gonna, just in case, safety, I have to turn it off. So it does say to strain the water, setting the herbs aside, add a couple of crystal chips to the bottle, and then the herb infused water. And then you can spray it around. A couple of drops of a calming essential oil can also be added. Now, I do have some essential oils, but I want to try and use this without first, just to see. And then if I do make it with essential oils, then that's something I can revisit in the future. So we're just going to let that cool for a little bit and then come back to it. And while it's cooling, I'm going to find a bowl. So now that the potion has cooled down, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to actually put it into a bowl because I've just left it in the pan, and thankfully my pan has a gorgeous little, it's got a little pouring lip, which I love. So I'm just going to very carefully, over a bowl, pour into good job I had it that way. So there's my mix all in the bottle. Give you guys a close up, but because I've still got plenty of this still in the pan, I've got a lovely clean bottle that I'm going to pour the rest into. So that I can keep it in my fridge nice and cool. I actually think this bottle isn't quite big enough. So I've not only got this amount, but there's still some left. So I shall have to get creative with what to do with it. Let's see if I've got any other jars I could use. So I have just discovered I do have a spare jar that's only little, but it should hold the rest of the mix, and it does have a label on it. I will get that off at some point, but here goes. Might be able to top up. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to strain, I'm going to grab the tea bag of herbs. That I will use. There is still a little bit left. Let's see if I can fit it into. Don't dare put in any more than what I have. There's only a little bit, very minute amount that's sort of left in the bottom of the pan. So I don't mind losing this amount because I've still got quite a stash, as it were. So I'm just going to pop that pan over there, put the lid on that bottle, and then while I was waiting for the mix to cool, I did decide that I was going to use some essential oil, pure essential oils, and it's a relaxing blend from the Ancient Wisdom, I don't actually know their full name, but it's the Ancient Wisdom brand, and it's called Relaxing. So it's got lavender and mandarin, so that pairs up quite nicely, I personally believe. So I put 4 drops in, I think that was. 3 or 4. And it did say that you could add add some essential oil to the mix. And there is my finished just going to give it a shake up, but there it is in all its glory. And now I can pop that in and it's ready to go, and it's a semi-decent travel size, so if I were to go away I could take it with me, and it's quite a, there we go, now it's misting. Ooh. I quite like that. I did use distilled witch hazel, which in hindsight might have been a bit too much of the witch hazel, so maybe next time I make it I will only use 1/4 cup of witch hazel and 1/2 cup of distilled water. So there's my lovely little, it's got all the elemental alchemical signs on it as well. So that's now ready for me to use for when I just want to calm, and I always forget the name of this, but it did come in a lovely box that I can keep this in. So it's a calming aura spray. There we go. I will get it right. So it's a calming aura spray, and that's my kitchen magic. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you guys can learn and take inspiration from this to do similar within your own magical practices. And I would love to know if any of you try it. If any of you have any questions, please do ask them in the comments and I will reply to everyone. Thank you all for joining me today. Stay safe and blessed be.